afternoon. Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lorianne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to empower, educate, and inspire. So what are your intentions for 2019? What are you going to do to make it better this year than last year? So remember the 5 questions to ask yourself. If you don't remember, you'll have to listen into our first show of the year. I'll go over it a little later with you. In the meantime, I just want to jump right into our guests today. I'm very, very excited to have them on. We have Henry Stanfield, the president of Long Island Film and TV Foundation, also owner of Belmore Movies, the Malvern Cinemas, and the operators of the North Shore Tower Cinema. And we also have Deborah Markowitz. She is the director of Nassau County Film Office and the VP of the Long Island Film and TV Foundation. They are a powerhouse with a team that supports and runs a film festival called Long Island International Film Expo. Sorry about this. I'm just tripping over my words today. What the heck? So the film festival and the film expo is July 12th through the 18th. I'm so excited to have you both on. This is a great opportunity here for not only filmmakers, but for us who love to go to the films. I am an avid film watcher. I will put TV aside any day and watch films all the time. Matter of fact, growing up, my brothers and I had this little game we used to play. They went because they were significantly older than I am. Significantly meaning 10 years, but that was significant as a little kid. So they were out of the house when I was just really recognizing my brothers, and they used to call up and they would quote movies. They would quote quotes from movies, and then you'd have to call back. This was before you had the internet, and you could look it up. You can't use the Google. Now it's not as much fun because you could easily Google quickly. I'd have to call them back with who the actor or the character was and what movie. Immediately, we'd have to call back, and we would have this running thing going back and forth. It was so much fun, and we got really, really good at it. So we got good at both characters, using quotes and sentences and stuff like that as part of our conversational media. So it was a lot of fun. So this is my heart, absolutely my heart. But welcome to you, Henry. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yep, same.
On this very cold day.
Oh my gosh, it's so cold out. I can't. I came across the parking lot and I thought it was going to just blow me away. So it is cold. So let's talk about the festival, which runs July 12th through the 18th. And we're talking about it now because you're in your period where people can submit their films. So let's talk about the submission process.
Okay. Well, basically, we are on, if they go to our website, which is longislandfilm.com, and then go to festival and submissions, it will bring you to our Film Freeway link. We only take submissions online. We are now in our regular period for another day or so, and probably by the time this airs, we'll be in deadline and extended deadline. Our drop dead deadline for film submissions is March 3rd, so you have to get your films in then. But we don't just take films. We take short and feature-length films, documentaries, animated pieces, student films, music videos, trailers. We have a screenwriting competition, which they have to start by submitting a one-page treatment. And then if it's one of the top 10, then the judges ask for the script in a few days. So the script has to be written already. So I said we documentaries, whether we have local films and foreign films, domestic, we really pretty much cover everything.
Wow, you have a lot of categories.
Too. Yeah, webisodes.
Do you do a podcast?
We don't do podcasts. No. That's interesting.
No. But we all right, I can't submit, whatever.
But we do have a webisode /TV/new media, which is anything that's really set to be a serial, or for streaming or whatever. So that's one of our newer categories. And during that 1 week, we show about a mixture of about 100 plus projects.
And where are you showing them?
Belmore Movies.
Belmore Movies.
At your location. Yes. Nice. So let's walk through what that week looks like. So they submit. Mm-hmm. They get announcement that they have won or have been selected, correct?
Right. It starts with the selection.
Okay.
First, I think we have about 10 judges watching different categories.
What's the criteria? What are they looking for?
Quality. It's
well,
really,
define that.
Yeah,
so.
there's not.
So it's cinematography, it's the storyline, it's the acting.
Yeah, it's all of it.
Sometimes the quality of the filmmaking isn't as good as it should be, but the idea is great.
Yes.
So I mean, there's a bunch of things that we do look at.
Well, because sometimes the quality's not there because of budgeting. We all know the struggle in budgeting, and clearly you do, Deborah. We were just talking about that recently. It's budgeting is always a challenge, but so that quality might be not up to the snuff, but the story and the concept is really good.
Right. I mean, hopefully you get the whole package, which we do, but then there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. Just say you have, 75 on the definite yes pile, and then you've got 300 of them on the maybes, and then it's up to the judges to decide what's best going to fit where. And there's so many things that go into it. It could be there's a film block that has a 10-minute space left, so we need a 10-minute film. Which of these 10-minute films is going to be a best fit for this film block? So,
nice.
There's a lot of that kind of stuff, that happens. We having a horror block, then we know the last thing that has to fit there has to be a horror film. So that might get moved up. There's so many things that go. Is it during the day for seniors? So we're going to show documentaries and films that we feel seniors would really like during the day. And then we will literally sometimes have people from senior centers bust in. They'll take a whole bus and come to the film festival. And,
that's fun. Mm-hmm. That's a great way to spend the day, is watching that.
So we do the selections, and then the filmmakers that are accepted are notified, and then the filmmakers that are not accepted are notified. There's always one or two every year that must drop out for some reason, whether they got a distribution deal or whatever. So sometimes we're able to slip a few other filmmakers that were right on the line, and we couldn't get them in there. So that's always great when you can tell them. They're usually thrilled out of their minds. And then it goes to getting the ticketing up, and I think we're going to try something new this year for ticketing, but it'll be online. And the week we start, Friday night is, we usually have some films during the day, and then we will have our opening night party that night on a Friday night. And then we go into Saturday and Sunday while we're screening films. We also, in the morning, have some panels. We don't have them set yet for this year, but we usually have screenwriting. Sometimes we'll have a SAG, a Screen Actors Guild panel to try and navigate that.
So talk about panels for our listeners who don't know what panels are, because you're talking industry jargon right now. So what's a panel?
Well, a panel is anywhere where we have, should be more than one person, but sometimes it's one person, that will basically speak to a certain topic that will be of interest, usually to filmmakers. Sometimes we'll do it more towards the general public, but things like, screenwriting for somebody who wants to get into screenwriting.
Right, how-to kind of panel.
How-to, and how these people did, and people who are successful, how they made it. Sometimes this year I'd like to do a panel on product placement and how to make money for your film by placing products, and how to research all that. We've done films on distribution, how to get a distribution deal, what are the best options for your film. It can really be anything.
Yeah, the lore and film,
yes.
That's really important stuff. Yep. Well, this is great because it's not just watching the films. You're making it educational as well, informative for not only the filmmakers but for avid film goers like myself. Because that would be interesting, watching what the process is, because it really is a lot more difficult, if I should use that word, than most people think. It's not,
incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
It's not just all fun and games.
Yeah.
The other thing too is we also, for most of the films, the filmmakers will come in and we will have like Q&As after the film blocks.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's one thing people love, especially when we have filmmakers that come in from out of the country. They can talk to them about their films, and people that are interested in the film can speak to them, but people who want to make films, can ask them questions.
Yeah, and you're prolific at finding locations, right? You do that for NASA, don't you?
Yeah, that's my day job.
Yeah.
I run the Nassau County Film Office, so when people are looking for locations or need assistance or need to know where to go or where not to go, they call the film office, and then we help them with all that.
Yeah, this entire process is very exciting because it provides a lot of information to everybody. So having those, how does it feel to have those films in your theater?
Well, we love it. We started this actually 1997. What year?
80 something. No, 90, 98.
98.
Yeah.
So we started at the Malvern Cinema, and I think we were there a couple of years before we decided, let's move this over to Belmore. Belmore's a single theater. It's the last single theater in Nassau and Suffolk County.
Right.
So now we devote all our time to the filmmakers for that 1 week. So nothing else really goes on there. So it's not like we're just kind of like fitting the festival in. It's all about the festival. People come, they come in early, we're there. So it's interesting.
And you even have a green room that if they wanted to participate in, they could, right?
Well, we have the Filmmakers Lounge,
right?
which is next door at the Fireman's.
We take it
hall.
over, and we have a Filmmakers Lounge right next door to the film festival where, can we say free beer?
You can say anything you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, well,
it's what Brian will let keep in.
But it's a place for the filmmakers to network and get to know each other and get interviewed, which then goes on our YouTube channel. And they, people do say that life is a film community, and that's what really differs us from a lot of filmmakers. It's very accessible to the public because you're not going to spend a fortune to come and see a block of films or to meet filmmakers. We do have a lot of celebrities for our closing night party, and you kind of get to hobnob them, usually get your pictures, but we have celebrity presenters give out all the prizes for the winning films.
That's amazing. That's so much fun. I'm so excited. And it goes on for an entire week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Friday to Thursday. So it's the 12th to the 18th of July.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So mark down your calendars now, July 12th through the 18th, because you definitely want to go to this film expo. You're going to see films that really move you, because I was looking at some of the stuff that you were looking at and considering, and it's very emotional. Some of the stuff really touches your heart and could potentially change your perspective in life. So I think some of the things that they're putting out there, it's prolific. You're a very good storyteller too, though, Deborah. I like your work. I like what you've done. I was stalking you online. I was.
Okay. Well, is it even stalking anymore? I mean, it's all out there.
It's true. No, I guess not. But and I mean that with affection and love. I don't mean that in a bad way.
I had to laugh when you said intention, because my company is actually Intention Films and Media. So, well, it's important. My work means something, my personal work.
And that's where, our synergy is together, because that's how I feel. Life is all about intention, what you do with it, and the intention you have behind it. Someone might go out and not intentionally want to hurt somebody and ends up hurting someone unintentionally. And so it's about intention, about going out with good intention. Usually when you put that out in the universe the right way, it comes back with good intention. So what you put out, you get back. So I'm all about intention as well. So that's very intriguing that yet another level we connect on. It's just totally amazing. So tell us more about the filmmakers. In the past, it is my understanding that some of these award-winning films that you all select in your expo are also going on to receive things like Academy Awards. Can you speak to that?
Right. Henry, remember that documentary? Was it Into
the Arms of Strangers? Yeah. She was, believe she grew up in Valley Stream. And,
Lisa, was it Lisa?
But she had made this documentary about the Kindertransport. And it was distributed through Warner Brothers. But they were only going to give it a short window. And for theatrical. So we had played it at Malvern, and then she submitted it to our festival. She was able to submit it, and she won at our festival, and then she won the Academy Award for it. So
isn't that amazing? I got goosebumps.
You know what it is?
So you have the potential.
A lot of these filmmakers they go to many festivals with their films. Sure. But they're so talented. And, when you get to the big budget films and you get to the theaters, it's not that it's a closed industry, but you wish it was more open. So these filmmakers really need festivals to promote their product, promote what they're doing.
You're listening to Healthy Lifestyle, and we are speaking to Henry and Deborah from the Long Island International Film Expo. And this is, it's exciting to think about the filmmakers that you're really promoting. It's it could be someone who just started to someone like a Steven Spielberg if he wants to submit it to you guys. Has anybody of large significance that you can remember?
Yeah. It's funny because I suppose I don't do the research on the filmmakers themselves because I see the films and that's where it pretty much stops until I get to know them. But I remember one gentleman coming and he had a film in. He had a lot of films in. Crazy. His name is Rick Bieber, and he had a movie called Crazy. He had that movie with Andy McDowell. I can't remember the name of that one. The fifth quarter. He had a lot of amazing films. And the first time I met him, we're just talking. He's saying how much he loves the film festival. He went to Hofstra. And he said a few things that sort of piqued my interest. And I looked him up online. And he had done like, what the heck was the name of it? Radio Flyer was one of his movies.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And he did Flatliners. And I mean, a lot of,
oh my gosh.
And he just decided that he loved our little film festival. And every time he has a film, he submits it here. He says, I generally don't do a lot of film festivals, but I will always submit to your film festival.
Oh, I love that.
And then another one, which was great. This is such a funny story. For the film office, I was on set for Bad Education, which is that new Hugh Jackman movie. And I'm on set. They invited me down because they were having a little party for Hugh Jackman. I'm like, can't turn that down. So I'm walking
Seriously,
around.
You mistakenly forgot me on that one. So, Deborah.
I'm walking around the courthouse because they were filming at the Supreme Court in Nassau County, and this young man comes up and he goes, "You're Debbie Markowitz. I'm like, yeah," and he goes, I had a film. I actually had 4 films in your festival a few years ago, and and you were so kind. You took them all, and I even won something. So I asked him the name of the film. It was open 24 hours. And I went, oh, that was such a great film. It was so ingenious. And I remember the story was he was from Roslyn, and he and a bunch of friends went to California, said, just going to try our luck. They're going to find free location, just make movies until something hits. I said, yeah, I remember. It was really good. And I said, so what are you doing here? Because we both had the crew patches. And I goes, I'm the writer. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, I wrote the movie. I'm like, you wrote this movie with Hugh Jackman and Ray Romano and whoever else is in it, I can't think of right now. But he goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, what else did you? Well, I did this movie with Peter Dinklage. I'm like, what?
Oh my goodness!
and he's 27 years old.
Yeah.
And
talent is talent.
It's so it's amazing because here he is, and nobody basically, or maybe people did tell him he couldn't, but he didn't listen. He just went out and did it.
Yeah, and that's the resounding messaging in this is that just go do it. If you feel it in your heart, you have a story to tell, do it. Doesn't matter. Quality we can get later, just put it down, write it down, film it, tell that story. And it's all about storytelling, Sure. You do that, you see that, you do it too, right? Don't you do that, Henry? Yep. So I love that whole concept. That's why this is exciting. To me, the whole film expo, again, July 12th through the 18th, you really need to come and see these films. Your judging team is all volunteer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of volunteers sit and spend many, many hours watching many, many submissions. And do you have a limit, a cutoff on how many people can submit?
No, as long as it's before the deadline.
Yeah.
So anyone can submit, anyone who has an idea. Slowly name some of the categories. And if you want to get the rest of the categories, you can go on to longislandfilm.com. But some of the categories again, Deborah?
We have short film, feature film, student film, animated, documentary, foreign film, music video, movie trailer, webisode, and screenwriting.
So yeah, that and more. Go to longislandfilm.com, submit your films, get considered. This really elevates what you're doing and also gives us a chance to see some of the great stories that you're telling out there. You're out there telling, rather. So what makes a good storyteller in the last minute, Henry? Tell me what makes a good film. What are you looking for?
Well, of course, the pace of a film is really important. And some people can do it in 10 minutes. Some people need more time to do it. So it all depends. A film, when you're talking about the caliber of films that we're looking at, we have a lot of shorts. If you can convey an idea, and that's really the most difficult thing, if you can convey an idea in 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, that's very difficult. Yeah. Most people choose to make a feature and try to convey the same ideas. So every film is different. So it's hard to say, how you could put it together, but when you see it. So all I could say is when you see it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I didn't know if there was some special quality you look for. it's the wow factor that we look for in performers. You can't take your eyes off of them. A good film, you can't stop watching, and it doesn't go too slow, and it gets you where it needs to go. It takes you on a ride, an emotional ride. That's what I know I look for. I want to be taken for that ride. I want to forget everything else and be totally invested in what's going on in front of me. So just like a good song, you want that to happen. You want to take people for a ride.
You have to remember when they're making a film. I mean, Debbie makes films, so tell me, how many people are on your set at any given moment contributing to that film, to that idea?
Oh, you got to say on a small budget, there's got to be at least 15.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I need to have you guys back. Will you come back?
Sure.
That would be great. That would be really great. Thank you so much. I want to thank you again, Henry and Deborah, for coming on. Everyone, please, longislandfilm.com if you want to submit. Final submissions are due March 3rd, and the festival is July 12th through the 18th. We will be back in a few. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Ann. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas on topics you'd like to hear, just email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. And of course, follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. Really pleased the comments and the emails we've been receiving. Very, very interesting topics and conversations. We'll actually have a show answering a lot of those questions, but we try to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you. Please continue to listen in. In the meantime, we have in our studios today the great Matt Riz and Mark Chabori. They are from this wonderful service called the X Factor meals, which basically are meals that are pre-made that you can get in advance and delivered to your house, or you can pick them up in locations. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And this came as a brainchild while they were attending Stony Brook University, right, guys? Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
No, my pleasure. So Matt, tell us a little bit about what happened when you and Mark got together and decided that you were going to have this company, and now you're crazy busy. This is exciting.
Sure. So me and Mark actually go way back before Stony Brook University. We're childhood best friends.
Oh.
But the idea came while we were at Stony Brook University. We were both college athletes, and we saw the need for healthy food specifically for athletes in the beginning. We were traveling on the road, eating at fast food, things like that. We knew there was an issue. So the initial concept for X Factor was to feed athletes in as many healthy ways as possible, and we've expanded since then. But during our time at Stony Brook, that's when the concept was made.
Yeah, so about 2.5 years ago, I was going to Buffalo State. Matt was going to Brockport. We were both playing soccer. The night before, most important game of the season, I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, yo, I'm at this terrible Italian place. It's awful food.
Hey, yo,
he
easy.
said I'm at Golden Corral. And we're like, we need to eat something healthy. So we saw a need for it.
Yeah.
That was the main thing. We saw a need that we could solve, and we said, all right, let's go after that. We both came home from school the following semester, and we just simply pursued it. He went home to Stony Brook, transferred over. I went to Suffolk, and then he kind of weaseled his way. He weaseled his way around the university with the different teachers, and he got us a meeting with the performance coach, George Green, at Stony Brook. And George Green gave us our first opportunity. He basically said, yeah, you guys can come in, feed the athletes. We brought samples. We fed the athletes. He loved it. And then from there, we used our products and services to negotiate a corporate partnership with the university. So now we're actually corporate partners at Stony Brook. Then from there, we said, listen, there's not enough business at the university alone. Why not just feed the general population? So then from there, at the time, meal prep wasn't very popular yet. Like now it's kind of overblown with all these companies, but at the time it wasn't very popular. So we said, okay, why don't we try to take this on and start doing this? And then we started doing that. Some of my buddies would hit me up. Some of his buddies, friends, family supported. It went from 5 clients to 10 to 15 to 20 to 50 to a brand new commercial kitchen space in Ronkonkoma. And now we deliver everywhere from Montauk Point to Westchester County all the way. So
that's a great story and told very quickly, Matt. Wow, that was amazing. I was like, all right, there you go.
Not too quick.
No, it was good. It was really good. But it begs a whole bunch of questions that I hope I remember all of them, because I had them and it was, I was like, couldn't even write it down. So the meals that you provide, they are obviously healthy, but are they specific for athletes? Are they like carb free, low carb? Are they good tasting? These are all the things I want to do. I want to know. And also, I think there's something that differentiates you from a lot of the other companies. The other companies, which I won't mention, you get the product and then you make it at home. This, it comes already made, right?
Yeah. Exactly. When you receive a package from X Factor, the only cooking you need to do is right into your microwave. So it's super easy and convenient. And the big thing that our meal prep company, we want to stress to people is that we make meals for everyone. It's not just for the athletes. Although we do appeal to athletes, these meals appeal to everyone. They're fresh, they're delicious, and they're all never frozen. That's a big thing too.
And why do they appeal to the athlete? You've said that before. Why?
The reason they appeal to the athlete is because they're so convenient. The convenience factor, of course, but it's the nutritional ingredients in them. So everything is made with the top quality ingredients, and the convenience factor is what we like to stress to the athletes because they need to be eating so consistently and so often.
So they're almost eating mom's dinner, good, healthy, home-cooked meals, but in a convenient packaging that allows them to do it, take it on the road.
Exactly. All the nutrition information is right on the label, so they know exactly what they're consuming.
Right.
So there's basically two main ways as a company we look at our consumers, right? We have our athletes, our sport-specific nutrition, right? So the men's and women's basketball team we feed Monday through Friday, twice a week, every single week at Stony Brook.
Outstanding
those
teams,
are
by the way.
Yeah. Shout out
I'm a
Stony
fan.
Brooks.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Exactly. So we have the athletes, that's sport-specific nutrition, and then we have the typical client, the 9 to 5 business person who's just looking for a prepared, healthy meal to eat when they get home from work. They don't have time to cook. So there's two separate menus we have going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
The athletes, believe it or not, they're focused on a high-carb diet. So they're looking for higher carbohydrates, higher calorie meals because they're expending so many calories throughout the day and week. You know what I mean? When we went and we visited George, the performance coach at Stony Brook, he told us, listen, my athletes cannot eat enough calories. They simply cannot eat enough. So what we said was, okay, we're going to come in here and we're going to come in with high-protein snacks, high-calorie snacks, high-protein meals, high-calorie meals.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Exactly. So now the average person's like,
I mean, I do, but I can't.
Wait a second, that's not what I want. So then
Right.
we said, okay, let's come up with a separate menu for your typical 9 to 5 client who simply is ordering for meals for their house, 5, 10, 15, 21, 28 meals right to their door every week. Let's come up with a separate menu for them. Now on our website, we offer low-carb variations, which are going to be low-calorie, low-carb. We offer high-protein variations, which are going to be high-protein, sometimes low-carb, sometimes high-carb. So we have pretty much everyone hit.
Yeah, and you break it up, so they don't have to figure it out.
Yeah,
You're very,
Exactly.
very simple, and I like that about the site. So Brian and I were talking about this, right, Brian? About what was the question you had about the portion sizes, right?
Because I know like a lot of these companies, they have little small plates that they don't fill you up.
Sure.
What are your portion sizes like?
So every meal is between 400 and 500 calories each. So they really are filling. Our snacks are 300 calories per meal. You know what I mean? So our meals appeal to everyone. That's the big thing. Like the low carb ones are lower calories, so you're looking between 200 and 300 calories. But the idea is that you could eat 3 or 4 meals a day and be covered for your whole day.
But are you going to be filled? I think that's what we're.
Yeah, I think that's the main point.
Yeah, we're looking at. They're robust. Are they like my grandma's servings, or are they like you go to a fufu restaurant and they give you these little tiny portions, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with that? They're robust.
Yeah, they're
right?
meant to fill you up.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so you'll be good, Brian.
I'm set.
You set?
I'm set.
good?
You got a customer right here, boys.
Right. Look, you just got Brian. He's a
My
customer.
dad all the time. I actually order probably 30, 40 meals a week just for my family.
Right.
So I live at home with my brother, my sister, my family still. And
I love that.
all the time. Yeah, no, we're so young that we haven't gotten there yet. But all the time, he'll even say, like my dad, when he goes to a restaurant, he doesn't rate it based on the quality. He rates it based on
Quantity, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Were the portions good? And he'll even say all the time, like, wow, I'm so full after I eat one meal. He
Right.
loves it. Like the salmon, the brown rice, he'll eat it and he raves
Because it's
about it.
hard to discern when you look at it on the website. They all look yummy. I got to tell you, you made me very hungry when I went to the website, and but I couldn't tell what that means when it's going to sit in front of me. Because like when Brian and I were talking earlier about those frozen meals that you can buy, and they're a mouse could eat them. There's like a little piece of tiny chicken, right, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like the 3 little strips of chicken. I need a full breast and a half.
Yeah, you're looking at like 6 ounces per meal, so you're filling up. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah, every dish comes with 6 ounces of a protein source. So whether that's lean ground turkey or that's steak or chicken, fish, it's about 6 ounces the portion. And then it comes with 150 grams of a carb source, and it comes with a full serving of vegetables. That's your typical meal through us.
And do you change your menus a lot? So if I go up there and I pick, do I have to go up there like weekly to
exactly.
pick?
So
or?
right now our menu has roughly about 40 different meal options and about 5 to 10 different snack options depending on the season we're in. And then every single week we try to take 2 menu options off that haven't been very popular and then add 2 new ones that we hope to be popular.
Yeah,
So
I love snacks. So
Yeah.
snacks are my favorite part. That's what I went to first. Can I get snacks? So right away, and every level is the same price, right? No matter where you are on the menu. Is that right? Or are the snacks less expensive than the meals are? Or
Yeah. So basically, the snacks are less expensive than the meals. We offer meal packages.
Right.
So you can get a package of 5, 10, 15, 21, and 28 meals. The more meals you order, the bigger the savings. That's what you know what I mean?
yes.
On top of that, the cookies and the snacks, you're looking at about $3.50 to $4 each. So they're affordable and they're meant to be filling.
That's excellent, outstanding. You are listening to Long Island News Radio 103.9 Healthy Lifestyle, and we are here with Matt and Mark from the X Factor Meals, xfactormeals.com. Actually, it's x-factormeals.com, and you can go online to see what they're offering and have it brought right to your house, which to me is as an active woman with a business, a owner of a business, having a radio show, singing in a band. I have a lot of things going on here. Things like this are very, very appealing to me if they're healthy and they're made with quality ingredients. And I know that's what you guys do. So what if I want to try? What if somebody wants to try your meals? They don't want to make a big commitment to you. You know, that's always discerning. You know, you want to try something, but they want you in for a month. They want you in for 7 weeks or something like that. Is there any way someone could get a meal?
Yeah, so we have 6 pickup locations throughout Long Island that you can go in and you can just grab one meal to try out.
Oh, cool.
Some of them are Outlift Athletics in East Setauket.
Where is that? You're speaking like a New Yorker. Dude, you got to slow down.
So it's Outlift Athletics in East Setauket.
Yes.
World Gym Bayshore.
Yes.
Retro Fitness Ronkonkoma.
Okay.
Revolution Athletics. They have a spot in East Setauket and a spot in Bohemia.
Okay.
And then the last one would be
in Patchogue.
In Patchogue, yeah. So
where is it in Patchogue? I just remember you had
a LA Fitness.
LA Fitness. There you go,
okay,
Mark.
all right.
Thanks for helping me out there.
Yeah, I knew it was Patchogue because that's close to where I am. So I'm like, okay, Patchogue's a good location.
Yeah,
for
we
me.
just got in there.
That's great. That's great. So you're slowly but surely building out. That's outstanding. So how did you find your new location in Ronkonkoma? Can someone go to your location in Ronkonkoma?
No, that's just a catering facility. But basically we found the location through my dad. He had a connection into it, and over time we've replaced equipment and kind of built it up to exactly what we need.
Right.
So when we first got there, it wasn't even close to being a finished product. But now that we've been in there for about 6 months, we've built it up to where we need it to be capable of making all the meals we make on a week basis.
And Mark, you're the chef, right? You're the one who comes up with the meal ideas, and
exactly.
How do you come up with them?
So pretty much like the main thing we try to do is we try to add 2 new options a week. So the beginning of every month, I'll come up with about 8 to 10 new options, and of those 10 options, we'll release them throughout the month. So pretty much, I mean, what we've done from the beginning, it hasn't been very systematic. There's no real level of organization behind it. It's just what we believe people will enjoy. You know what I mean? Like whatever we feel is seasonal at that time. So say it's going to be the fall. If we're going to add a new breakfast, we'll add the pumpkin spice pancakes because all right, a lot of people are probably thinking pumpkin this time of year.
Yeah.
Sure.
Things like that, and pretty much like the internet is such a wealth of knowledge. I'll go on Pinterest, I'll look up healthy meal ideas, and boom, there's a bunch that I like right there. I'll just kind of tweak with the recipe, make it healthier, and then boom, there's a new option.
Nice. So my son is he went to Johnson & Wales. He's a chef, but he's a sommelier now. And I totally understand that because he'll just go in the kitchen and whip stuff together like there's nothing. So it's a real talent to be able to do that, and then also to take it and make it healthy. I think that's the important ingredient here, pun intended, to what you're doing. So you're supporting some teams, definitely at Stony Brook University. I'm sure while you're getting bigger and bigger, you've been together 2 years now?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of the large teams around Long Island. I was actually in the studio when one of the former Islander person was in here, and I'm thinking to myself, wonder if he knows about X Factor meals. So I'm sure there'll be teams that will be interested. Maybe the Yankees. Who knows?
Yeah.
I always mention my Yankees. So that's really good. So you got this idea. You were in school together. You've been friends for life. You were talking about, Matt, your mom came over.
My grandma.
Your grandma came over.
Yeah.
When she was really young.
Yeah, she came over from Scotland when she was 19. And I think what she's given me from the time coming to America was her hard work. She puts it in perspective. When I'm running a business and I'm working a 12-hour day, I know what she did just to bring my family to this country.
Yeah.
So when you kind of look at the big picture and entrepreneurship, it all makes sense to me.
I love that. Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication and time to do something like that, but it's about commitment.
Exactly.
You have a goal, you set it, right?
Yeah.
And then you just go. You go after it no matter what. So you can't be shy. You have to just keep going, and you're going to have some trials. And you're going to have lots of successes, and I'm seeing a lot of successes in this organization so far. It's totally amazing what you guys are bringing to the table here. Do you play soccer anymore, both of you?
We try to. On the weekend, sometimes we'll go down to a place by us called KK Athletics.
I'm past my prime. Definitely past our prime.
You're like 5. What do you mean you're past your prime? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. All right. We'll say you're past your prime. I have your walker outside, by the way.
I'll take that.
Just joking. So how do you balance work and life? How do you do that?
That's something we're still learning. That's difficult.
I think a lot of us are learning that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that coming here. Like that's definitely the biggest thing we've had challenges with, because specifically, our business runs on the weekend. So we're making fresh meals Saturday, delivering Sunday. All of a sudden you look up, it's Monday already and everyone's working again. So that's something we've definitely struggled with, but we're getting better at as we get better employees and expand our team.
Yeah, it comes with staff. You know what I mean? Like when I can trust my kitchen manager to do everything the way I want it to get done, and he has enough people working under him to get that job done correctly, right, I can feel more free to go out and sell my product or go out and enjoy a day with the family and stuff like that. So it just took time. Like the amount of hours we've put into this, when it was just the two of us, we were working 100-hour weeks for a while. I don't think a lot of people understand that off the bat. We started with no money. We were working 100-hour weeks, nonstop, in the kitchen, delivering everything. Yeah. And now we have a staff behind us that allows us to live a more comfortable life, to live a more realistic life where we're not going to burn out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be very careful. I mentor a lot of entrepreneurs and want-to-preneurs, and the burnout factor is really significant. So you have to know when you need to bring in an expert to help you with some of the other factors, pun intended, that you really need to contend with. And knowing and keeping your eye on that is very, very smart. It's a really good business knowledge to know that you have to be careful. You have to have some time for yourself, but yet while keeping your finger on quality. So, And I admire both of you for really looking out for the quality of the food that you're providing. So if you had one thing to just shout out there and tell potential clients, what would that be? Yeah, I totally caught you off guard, didn't I? Yeah, I'm good for
I would say pretty much, I would say honestly, if you've tried, this is what we've heard from a lot of clients, right? Every single client's like, oh, I tried this company and that company. I was ready to give up on meal prep. I was ready to give up. I was done with it. I said, I'm just going to do it myself. I'm not going to buy because these companies are simply not what I'm looking for. They're not providing a product that I'd like to eat. Give us a try. Give us one try. If you don't like us, contact us. We'll give you a refund. It's literally no problem there. We're just so much different than these other companies. I see what they're buying. I physically see it. I see what they're buying and selling. We're just different. They're buying a lot of frozen stuff and reselling it. We're making everything fresh. So if you were to go onto my website right now and order, you go on right now and order. I haven't even bought your ingredients yet. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So I'm not buying anything frozen. Like we're getting all of our orders the second our cutoff date hits. I go and buy everything and it gets processed and packaged in one day and delivered the following morning. Yeah. That's the difference between what we're doing and these other companies. That's the difference. So
x-factormeals.com, that's where they can go to try out the product, or they can go to the 6 locations. And I just want to slowly repeat the 6 locations. I'm not going to repeat it either. Matt or Mike is going to do Mark is going to do that. So who wants to do the 6 locations?
All right, I got it. So you got Outlift Athletics in East Setauket. World Gym Bayshore. Retro Fitness Ronkonkoma, Revolution Athletics in Bohemia and East Setauket, and then LA Fitness in Patchogue.
In Patchogue,
which
yeah.
I remembered this time.
That's good. You did really well, better than me. I was like, I know there was one in East Setauket. For me, I think going on x-factormeals.com is the best way to go, because you could just go in there, buy a package of 5, try it out.
And you can visually see all the food.
Yeah.
We have nice photography up there with all the meals spread out on plates, all the macro information. When you click it, you can see all the information on the food, the ingredients, the calories, the carbs, everything.
Yeah, it's really well laid out, and it's exciting. I want to thank you all for being on the show. I look forward to having you on again and following your careers, because I think this is going to take off and be huge. And love your commitment. Love your commitment.
Thank
So
you.
Congratulations on that.
Yes,
Thank
thanks
you very
for having
much.
us. We appreciate it.
No, not a problem. Thank you for being here. Again, you want to go to x-factormeals.com. Go online. You're going to see these wonderful photos of food that's going to make you salivate and want you to order all of them, because they look really yummy. And order some food. Check it out. If you want, give us some feedback on Healthy Lifestyle with la@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to send it forward to Matt and Mark. It would be really exciting to hear what your thoughts are, and continue supporting us here at Healthy Lifestyle. We appreciate you very much. I want to thank you for joining us today, and thank our guests from the Film Expo, to also our guys here right now, x-factormeals.com. And of course, Brian, it's always great to have you here. Actually, not have you here, but actually running the place. Join us next Saturday right here on LA News Radio 103.9 at 3 p.m. In the meantime, follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. If you miss any of our interviews, would like to hear some previous interviews, look for us on the SoundCloud. And remember, do a little something for yourself every day. Maybe going to x-factormeals.com would be it today. It starts there. Create a new habit for yourself. Create a new balance. Thank you for joining us on Healthy Lifestyle. It is always lifting my heart up to share this time with you. Thank you so much. Remember, until next time, show up for you, show up big.